What is up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel, welcome back to the garage, and today we're going to probably add some fun cosmetic things to the C8 that honestly should have been on from the factory. They're simple components, they're easy to play with, but I also want to talk to you about kind of the material makeup of those components, which one's best for your car, and kind of talk about these different companies that are out there providing these for our vehicles in the marketplace today. Alright, so as we all know, I have a 1LT C8. It is a simple car. It's a great car, I love it, but it misses some of those cosmetic attributes that make it look more of like a supercar or just have a really more of a finished look. So it does have the Highwing on the back, but the front, there's just something missing on the front. So when you reach out to different companies, there's two big ones that are really good. There's ACS and there are EOS. So ACS, of course, has been around for a long time. They provide really high quality parts. They're also more expensive than EOS. Extreme Online Store, which I'll put a link to below, their parts are a little bit less expensive. They actually also do some multi-piece designs, which are nice. And what we're going to do today is talk about the EOS parts, how they compare to the ACS parts, and really which one is the best for you, and what are you really paying for when you pay a good amount of money for what you feel like is relatively just a piece of plastic. So we're going to walk over here. I actually have a couple of different ones. Justin with Horsepower Obsessed and I got together, and he actually was able to work out a deal with EOS, and they sent us some parts for us to review and trial out on this vehicle. So, as you know, again, 1LT, so no Z51 side rockers, it's a pretty simple plain and Jane car. So what we're going to start out with actually is the Z51 factory style front spoiler for this. So let's walk on over here and we'll talk about what you get when you buy it, what it comes with, and basically the installation process. Alright guys, so pretty simple. I already pulled them out of the bag, but the first thing you do, of course, once you get the car up in the air, is to pull out 21 T10 bolts. They're all along the front. In fact, these things are all over this car when you get underneath of it. It's pretty amazing. So 21 of those, they're already in there. Pull them right out. The nice thing about the EOS part, this one here, that comes pre-drilled. This is just the primer part, so it's a $159 part. Shipping is actually less expensive because it is a three-piece design. The nice thing with a three-piece design is if you break one piece, you only have to replace that one part. The other thing too is with installation, if you're by yourself, it makes it really nice to put up one piece at a time. With that being said, you basically need to start with the parts on the outside. So do your left and right hand first. That has the overlapping joint. That will go into these. So the question though is, what are you buying for $159? Yeah, this looks cool. It's just a ABS part. With that being said, ABS has no UV properties, so this thing will need to be painted. So even if you want to put this on your car to think it looks kind of cool for a while, I would highly recommend getting this thing to a paint shop or even just doing it yourself. But something needs to be coated on this. Again, it is a reinforced plastic, as they say on the website, but it means it has no UV properties. So depending what they put into this when they injection mold it, you know, it does have, it's more rigid, but really the UV is horrible on it. So with that being said, let's talk about this part. So there is a video on ACS's website that talks about some side rockers that a guy did some testing on. All valid testing, all valid points. The things you need to realize, the two parts that he was testing, and he does say this, was a thermoformed part versus a closed molded part or an injection molded part. So basically what you're looking at is these parts now are injection molded. So EOS has definitely stepped up their game. The reason you can tell that is on the back they have their name on it. So what that means is that this is a closed molded part. So there's features on the A side and there are features on the B side. The part that they actually had on the original ACS video, again, was thermoform, which is a lot. You don't end up with a structurally sound part. With that being said, thermoplastic sheet starts out looking like this. So as you can see, this is a PC ABS material, which that means it's polycarbonate and ABS blended together. So this part is used to form really simple shapes. So, which I will tell you later inside of this box are some of those simple shapes. So we'll talk about that in another video. But for now, back to these guys. So again, this is the EOS part. Great shipping, great customer guys, you know, no problem there. The molds look pretty stout. I mean, you can see that everything you see inside of these parts, they tell you the integrity or kind of the value of the part that you're buying. So I would be curious to see the back of an ACS part just to see what their whole B-side looks like. That kind of gives you an idea of the kind of tools they're using to make your parts. So the question is, Jake, why would you want to go with this over a typical fiberglass looking part? So in the world of composites, this is a composite. That means there is a resin and there's a composite structure to it. That means there's either glass filler or there's polycarbonate in it. There's something in it. So ACS's website actually does talk about having carbon backed in it. EOS's website does not. So, but for this application, is carbon really needed for this unless you want the visual aesthetic? No. So with that being said, these parts are very durable. They're great little parts. They're structurally sound. They fit the bill for what you need. You know, the old polyethylene splitters that used to get wavy in the sun and everything, you know, these are way, way beyond that. So the other thing too is with a closed molded process, you get the same part every time. Fiberglass parts, especially on the open molded side, if you have somebody chopping those parts, what that means is you can have resin rich valleys and different part kind of every time. It's all operator based. These here will be the same part every time. So they're nice parts. I'll be honest, for 150 bucks, you can get them sprayed somewhere. It's not a bad deal. So they fit together really, really well. Now, the one thing I do want to say is I'll show you guys how to install this. It's pretty simple. Grab it, get on the car, put the 21 T10s back in it. No big deal. So the other variation they offer is the 5BM kit. So the 5BM kit, which is seen right here, is a two-piece design. It comes with the hardware for these holes. I will tell you when you're mounting these up, just make sure you pull all the 21 out. You're only going to put 20 bolts back in. I'll leave it at that. I learned that the hard way. There's actually a video which I'll put below that Justin with Horsepower and Assist and I did for the installation of this on my vehicle. So the reason it's back off the vehicle is I want to talk to you guys about paint quality. So this is one of the one of the carbon flash painted parts. Now this part, really there are no fish eyes. There's no orange peel. I mean, this would easily pass a GM qualification for a part. So EOS has definitely stepped up their game when it comes to the paint finish on these. You can see on the back side, again, this is an injection molded part. So they are just doing a lot, they're doing a lot more things. I'm sorry, closed molded parts. They're doing a lot more things to really step up their game and bring more, you know, up along with those lines for a more structural and more quality and more honestly consistent part. I mean, you want consistent parts out there. You don't want the same one over and over again. That's just like failing over. But so yeah, again, it's it's an ABS reinforcement, so it's probably a polycarbonate blend in it, so maybe some glass fibers. But overall, it's a really nice part. So this is the 5BM one. Again, Justin and I installed this. I'll show you how this looks in the car later in his video. For me personally, the one thing I do want to show you is we did some durability testing with this. So as a quick video here, I'll show you. So as you can see, we had the Corvette out with the TRX. We enjoyed the day with the Corvette and the TRX. That was actually a rock quarry out in western Pennsylvania. So the front splitter was on during the rock quarry video, which we'll have more of later. And then actually came home, put roughly 600 miles on it in a day and a half, in rain, in weather, and on Pennsylvania roads, which we all know are horrible. And this one here was not wiped down or anything. As you can see, there's some dirt and dust on it. But really, I mean, there's no real cosmetic damage. Amazing. There's like one little nick here. But for as much as this thing was scraped and banged around, honestly, it looks really nice. So again, EOS's quality is really stepping up their game. I would not be scared at all at ordering one of the painted parts from them. I haven't seen any of their carbon parts in person, but honestly, yeah, don't be afraid at all. Order the carbon flash all day long. It matches really well, and it's a really good looking part. And it really, I mean, there's, you know, a couple little fish eyes, maybe one or two, but honestly, they're fantastic. So huge thanks to EOS on these parts. I will say thank you guys. They are fantastic. You guys are doing a great job. So with all that being said, again, closed molded parts, they're strong, they're structural. The three-piece design, I really like it. To me, it's simple. Where the seam lines are at are actually kind of hidden on both parts, and be really frank about it, because with the center line, it actually comes right down at the point on the 5BM, and on the three-piece, it's actually hidden again on the two little points on the front. So let's hop back to the car. I'll hurry up and bolt this up. We'll get it back on the ground, let you guys look at it, and I'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions on it. Again, if you buy these, you can run them for a little while, but please get them painted. They're just going to crack immediately. I mean, ABS has literally no UV resistance in it. So get these things on your car. They look cool, but again, I'll be tearing mine off and painting them. So let's hop back over to the car and see what happens next. All right, guys, so real quick, like I said, left hand, right hand first, because they have the dominant feature on them, a positive feature that will interlock to the cavity feature. So start on the outside, work your way in, and then work your way the whole way around. So we'll do this real quick. I would recommend having some sort of power tool because again, they're only one of these little guys and it's kind of a pain. All right, guys, and just like that, it's installed. The only thing I would say as far as a kind of a tip is, definitely start, I put 2 in here and then kind of work my way around. When you get to this point here, I would say do the center first and then draw that one up into it. Just makes it a little bit easier. All the holes lined up. There's one over here. It's a little bit frustrating, but it was just because I ever tightened things, kind of working my way around. But overall, super easy install. As you can see, again, this will need to be painted carbon flash, plus it'll help draw all this in and match up. So with that being said, I really like it. So let's just get on the ground and now I'll do a walk around and let you guys know what I think of the car. Let me know what you guys think of the car. So. Walk around there, kind of let me know your thoughts, your opinions. Honestly, again, for this car, for the status the car is in right now. So what I'm saying is with stock wheels, stock height, and no side rockers or even extensions on it, I think the Z51 front splitter is perfect, or spoiler, or whatever you want to call it. I think it's enough for this car. Again, it will be painted carbon flash. I'm curious to see how it looks, or it has a little more of a pop to it once it's painted carbon flash. Or if I should paint it a different color, tell me that too. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know how white would look. Might be a bit much. But with that being said, the 5VN kit is also a nice kit. And one day here, what we're going to do, again, I'll put a link to Justin's video below, because I do want you to see how this looks on the car, and again, the installation process. I will tell you, the installation process is actually more difficult than the 3-piece. So again, and also there's not that nice feature to engage on the other components. So on this one here, I mean, you have the hardware that's going to hold together, and you have to line up these points. Where on the 3-piece, you have that feature that actually dials it in and gives it kind of a pinch point to show where it's supposed to be. I mean, this here, I wouldn't even bother putting any additional hardware into it. There are holes there for it, but there's no need to. So with that being said, check out his video. Tell me your thoughts. Maybe I should put this back on the car. I'm not quite sure. Definitely. Hopefully ES comes through and sends some side rockers out this way. That would be really cool, because I would love to have this and the whole kit on the car. I think it would tie it in really well, especially with the high wing. So with that being said, that leaves 2 more components that we need to figure out. We cannot have stock wheels and all these cool aero components. So what wheels do you all recommend? Just give me a list of what you think look awesome. I like simplistic 5 spokes. So I'll be honest, if anybody out there has any ideas about a real simple 5-spoke, something easy to clean. I like ease of clean. I had Forge Stars F14s on the C5 Z06, and they look beautiful. They are a complete pain to clean. So give me something simple and easy to clean. And yeah, let me know what you guys think, and also suspension-wise, what do you guys recommend? So with that being said, there's a bunch more parts we're going to get to for the car. I don't know if you guys noticed or not, but there was some things actually added to the front of the car that are all there right now that we'll talk about in a little bit. And also what's in that box over there will be talked about. And again, I need your guys' opinions and comments to figure out what we're going to do with the wheels, tires, and with suspension. So again, thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you want to see. I live in Pennsylvania. I live in South Central Pennsylvania. I drove, let's see, 18 hours or 12 hours the past 2 days to work with Justin at Horsepower Obsessed on some car stuff. So I'll be honest, if you guys are in the area or even around the area and like to do any cool C8 stuff, or if you want to see the car, let me know. I love letting people enjoy it. Honestly, I've had probably now, I think probably 15 or 20 people have driven this car. So if you guys ever want to check it out, I'll be more than happy to any C8 owner. It's on the list. I would like to drive one, or even a C7 owner, or anybody that owns anything. And I will tell you, I happened to talk to a guy on the turnpike with a GT350 Mustang. I'm not a Mustang guy, but I really want to drive one. So anybody that has one of those and wants to test drive one of these, I would love to do that for, just give me 10 minutes and one. I just want to experience it. So with that being said, huge thanks to Justin at Horsepower Obsessed. Huge thanks to Click Lewis and Mike Matarazzo? Can't pronounce his last name anymore. To Mike at Click Lewis. He is awesome. Those guys got the car for me. They're great people, and Justin came through with all the parts from EOS. So, Extreme Online Store, check them out. Links below. Again, questions, comments, reach out if you guys need anything. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more.